All right, Thursday, ESPN, 5 o'clock Pacific, Miami at home to North Carolina. 18.5 and 55.5 the total. Hey, it finally happened. Rozier out, Perry in, quarterback change. Miami's got some good mojo going here. They had a 31-point lead against Florida International, who came in through the back door late, and they blew that. But it appears to be a different offense since the LSU fiasco.
Yeah, sure. And we talk about Frosh Perry, who is expected to get the start here. We may see Malik Rozier coming off the bench. We may not. Perry, certainly statistically, has been much better than Rozier. Perry, of course, the freshman. Rozier, the senior, redshirt freshman for Perry. Rozier is a senior. But, Rozier's 51.2% completions. That ranks 113th in the country, whereas Perry's at 67% for the season. All the talk is that Perry's taking the first-string snaps this week. And while Rick isn't saying for sure that it's Perry, looks like Perry. Offense coordinator Thomas Brown. I think both of these guys have really good attitudes. I think they root for each other, celebrate with each other when guys have success. Obviously, everyone wants to play. I don't care what role you had, whether you're a starter or a second-string guy. You want to have more reps. They've done a really good job of coming together, helping each other out, and the attitude has been good. Of course, Miami's punting game hasn't been good. What's going on with Zach Fiegels? The guy's had great practices. He gets in the game, and he's shanking right now. But we're talking about laying 18.5 with Miami. You don't want those shank punts in those kind of situations. You're going to want cheap scores for the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Well, Carolina's terrible. So you had the suspensions early on. You can address what's going to happen at quarterback here in a second. They lost to Cal to start on the road. They were down 17-0 at the half. 2 late touchdowns. They got the money in that one. Books actually got middle on that result. Then they went to East Carolina, who keep in mind, we're coming off a loss to North Carolina A&T, okay? And they beat North Carolina 41-19. East Carolina routed them, and then they beat Pitt last week 38-35. So Fedora on the hot seat here. It's not a good team. What's going to happen at quarterback?
Yeah, but I mean, the fact is, after the East Carolina debacle and after the game got canceled the following week, they came back last week and played well against Pitt. And certainly on the offensive side of the football, they played well. Defensively, UNC may have some struggles against Miami's speed. I'll just put it that way. There's a reason this line's sitting at 18.5. But at QB, there's 7 guys coming back from suspensions from North Carolina this week, including Chazz Surratt, who was their starting quarterback, last year. Then he got hurt late in the season. Then he got suspended with the other guys for selling the team-issued sneakers on eBay or wherever it was they sell it. But, Surratt started 7 games for this team last year. Then Elliott came in and was a starter earlier this season. No surprise that we see both quarterbacks in this one. But the bottom line, North Carolina is going to have to run the football. Ohio State transfer Antonio Williams, a career-high 114 rushing yards last week and 2 TDs. They don't have balance. This one could get ugly for North Carolina because I don't trust that defense to get a whole lot of stops. They're going to have to trade scores with Miami to stay in this ballgame. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.